I'm CEO Foxtrot, and have any of you ever asked yourself this question? How big is Red Dead Redemption 2? Well, in today's video, you're going to take a quick journey with me in this wagon that I just picked up to find out. Right now, I'm at the Sea of Coronado in the far southwest corner of New Austin, and I wanted to try to figure out how many miles or kilometers it would take to travel all the way to the furthest northeast corner of New Hanover on the map. And how long would this actually take in game time and in real time, which of course I'll edit down for you guys. As I set this waypoint, we're able to see the most efficient and direct route to get there all in one shot as we follow this red destination line. I'll display a large trip timer on the screen, and again, I'll edit the video down so you guys won't have to sit through the entire trip. But just take notice where we're starting out on the map. Now I'm really nervous about doing the trip in this wagon because of the potential that anything can happen. I could easily destroy this wagon by having an accident or a head-on collision, or even worse, I could also be taken out by the usual griefers along the way, which in any case would be a total disaster for this video. But today, it's a risk that I'm willing to take to get this important video out to you guys. And I'm counting on these two beautiful Belgian drafts to get me there all in one piece. And if you guys stick around with me to the end, I'll also compare the RDR2 map size with the original RDR1 map size to give you even more of an idea of how big Red Dead Redemption actually is. Alright, let's get ready to get out of here. I have the trip timer set to go in the upper right of the screen, and I want to take off right at 8 a.m. so we can keep an accurate track of our travel time. Now I looked up the average gallop speed of most horses, which is about 35 miles an hour or 56.3 kilometers per hour. And I'm going to try to continue to maintain that gallop speed over the entire distance of the trip. And whenever I stop to show our locations on the map along the way, I'll also stop the trip timer to keep the speed and the time in sync as close as possible. Now as I mentioned before, I'll edit this video down to a much shorter version of the trip, so you will see the trip timer in the upper right corner skip along with the edits as we're traveling. But just know that the trip timer is running along the entire trip. Also, I'll display a miles traveled yellow alert every 4 miles or 6.4 kilometers for you to compare against the trip timer. And I'll occasionally check the time of day it is in the game so we can calculate the number of in-game hours it takes to complete the entire trip. Let's see where we are on the map real quick. It took 4 minutes and 16 seconds for us to get just past the town of Tumbleweed. Alright, I see another player up here and he's making me really nervous. Oh. Okay, this could turn out bad. Wait, is he just hitching a ride? What's on his mind? Uh-oh. Nice. Hey, shout out to GTA 420 crew for not being a griefer. Oh, come on, fella, I'm on a tight schedule. Alright, just under 7 minutes on the timer, we reached our first 4-mile marker alert, which is also 6.4 kilometers. And if you're curious to how I'm going to determine the amount of miles and kilometers it would take to get across the entire map, I'm simply going to calculate the time that a distance is traveled at the average speed of 35 miles an hour or 56.3 kilometers per hour. For example, if you travel for 45 minutes at the speed of 35 miles an hour, you will have traveled 26.25 miles. So we'll check the trip timer at the end of this trip to determine how far we traveled at the average speed of 35 miles an hour or 56.3 kilometers per hour. We're a little ways past Armadillo in 9 minutes and 11 seconds, and the in-game time is 1:18 p.m. So in 9 minutes we travel for 5 hours and 18 minutes in game time. And here's a cool fact about time in Red Dead Online you probably didn't know. 1 minute in game time is 2 seconds in real time. 30 minutes in game time is 1 minute in real time. 1 hour in game time is 2 minutes in real time, and 1 full day in game time is 48 minutes in real time. But these times actually vary a bit in between because nighttime passes slightly faster than daytime does. Alright, we're at 10 minutes and 48 seconds as we're passing McFarland Ranch. Oh, and let me check in-game time. We've been traveling for 6 hours and 30 minutes in-game so far. Now I should let you know that we won't be traveling at night during this video, so we'll have to pull off at some point, pause, and skip everything overnight, which will continue again early the next morning. And now that you guys pretty much know what's going on, I'm not going to talk over the entire rest of the video. I'll just chime in at certain key points as we reach them. Just pay attention to our locations, the upper right trip timer, and the yellow mile marker alert that displays every 4 miles. And here we're crossing the lower Montana River, which ultimately flows out past Thieves Landing and Quakers Cove. Okay, we reached the 8-mile marker at Manzanita Post and it's getting dark, so this will be the perfect place to shut down for the night. It's 5:41 p.m. in game time, which means we've been traveling 9 hours and 40 minutes in game time so far. And we've paused the trip timer where it shows that it's taken us a total of 14 minutes and 12 seconds real time to get from the Sea of Coronado to Manzanita Post. And I decided to stay at this small house just south of Manzanita Post to keep the wagon out of the path of any potential griefers. And I'll stay here as I skip over the night and we'll continue first thing in the morning. Alright, here we are back outside of Manzanita Post the next morning to continue our journey. I wanted to leave at 8 a.m., but some other players were using the travel post, so we're running 30 minutes late. We'll continue the trip timer from 14 minutes and 12 seconds. At 17 minutes and 4 seconds, we've just crossed the upper Montana River, which ultimately flows out past Blackwater into Flatiron Lake. This bridge is crossing Hawk's Eye Creek. Now we're crossing the incredibly beautiful Dakota River mouth flowing into Flatiron Lake. Let me know in the comments if you guys are still with me. Let's stop here at Bard's Crossing to check some times. We're 19 minutes and 57 seconds in real time, and we've traveled 3 hours and 35 minutes so far today in game time. And we just reached the 12-mile marker at 19.3 kilometers. We reached Twin Stack Pass in the Heartlands in just under 23 minutes. And we've been traveling 5 hours and 26 minutes in game time so far today. We're passing Moonshine Pond in Grizzlies East in 26 minutes and 31 seconds. And we've been traveling 7 hours and 50 minutes in game so far today. At 27.5 minutes, we just hit our 16-mile marker at 25.75 kilometers. Alright, we're almost there. It's now starting to get dark quick and the weather just went south, so I'm really glad that we're almost there. Here we're crossing the Upper Kamasa River in Roanoke Ridge. And here's our last turn. Alright, it looks like we were able to cross the entire map in 32 minutes and 41 seconds for a total of 18.9 miles or 30.4 kilometers within 2 in-game days. So 32 minutes and 41 seconds to cross the entire map in real time. We traveled a total of 20 hours and 52 minutes in game time, and the total length of the map is 18.9 miles or 30.42 kilometers at a constant average of 35 miles an hour or 56.33 kilometers per hour. And we can also get an idea of how big the RDR2 map is by comparing it to the RDR1 map, which is actually still part of the RDR2 map. So here's the RDR1 map overlaying the bottom of the RDR2 map, and you could see that RDR1 was pretty much half the size of RDR2. But keep in mind that the Mexico part of RDR1 is missing from RDR2, so RDR1 was significantly bigger than RDR2's New Austin alone. Now what's going on in the backyard? 'Cause I'm starving. This is interesting. What's up with the 4 campfires back here? Might as well have a bite to eat after that long trip. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And make sure you subscribe to this channel to receive more videos like this. And don't forget to hit that bell to receive alerts.